Because I was working on the same build that I did yesterday. I'll just name a
So am I.
Because I was working with those today. So, a soul lantern. Heart attack. Compliments of Dell. No.
Yep. I'm here to blow your ears out. That's my specialty is, right?
Shop lighting. Stormy. Okay. So it's a soul lantern named Shop Lighting with my name at the end of it, Stormy.
Sounds like a plan.
Are you ready?
I'm about as ready as I'm ever going to be.
Okay. I just didn't know if you needed a moment.
No, the moment I had last night was actually, of the two statues that I was building yesterday, I actually basically built an entire statue. So finished off the one I had yesterday and then built up to the point where we'd left off at the end of the stream.
Nice, nice.
So, yeah.
Okay.
I think things are working today. But yeah, I don't need a moment yet, although I had a heart attack moment last night when I realized I had not exited the Discord channel. I wondered how much of my freakout you guys are hearing.
Well, I will send everybody on over to you then.
Sure, no problem.
There's right around 23-ish people, possibly.
Well, we'll see how many of those we can keep.
Yeah.
And my stream info is busted, as usual, but at least it's vague, so that we can leave it.
Alright, well, I'll send them on over to you. They'll be there in just a second.
Yep, no problem at all.
Do my outro and send them on over.
Sure.
Alright. Bye.
Yep. Alrighty, so while we're waiting for the raiders to come in, anyone who may have dropped in early, hi, this is Dylan. We'll be seeing these people pop in any minute now. So this is stream weekend. Oops, escape, there we go. Hello, wrong screen, come on. There we go, now I'm in the right screen. So this is stream weekend. As you can clearly see, we're on for round 2. We are doing some more statue building. However, on the bright side, we are actually picking up where we left off, and I've been through the tail end of the test run, so it should be good. Well, welcome on in, Raiders. Glad to see you all here. So this time I was a little bit on the lazy side and did not go all the way to the train station, so we'll ride the rails at the end of the episode rather than earlier on. And there we go, okay. It's funny, I'm looking at the character right now and thinking that Minecraft really needs a third pixel for eyes because all the characters either look so... I don't know if the word's myopic, but they definitely either look that or they're cross-eyed, which really doesn't help anybody. So I hope you guys had a good time over with Stormy. Stormy Alla is amazing, and I love her build styles. So she always has an interesting twist on things and has some great commentary, even when she's counting and talking to herself and hyper-focused on what she's up to. Let's just see. I had a quick bit of stuff running through, and no, I don't need that for this one. I need to put it through there again. All right, let's make sure I haven't derped and forgotten all my tools, and I think we should be okay. So we're going to pick up where we left off yesterday with the very large statues, and I've done a little bit of building in between just to make sure that we can actually have some sort of chance to at least show you something by the end of stream, even if we don't end up completing. The other thing I've attempted to do is solve the facepalm silly moment I had yesterday, or yesterday morning, when I was attempting to fix a filter issue on my audio, and yeah, I didn't realize that I had my audio clips nested in with my Stream Deck settings, so when I went to do a reinstall of the Stream Deck to try and fix the problem, lo and behold, I had gone in and blown away my audio and broken the path lines to it, so yeah, that was the craziness of it all. Fade in. Let's make sure you guys should have some game sound fairly soon here. Yeah, the stickers don't make noises because the stickers are always busted. I don't know why. I've never had them work successfully. I mean, I guess one could say that I'm kind of lucky because the rubber chicken can get a little annoying at times. But let's see if I've accidentally muted that one. Redeem alerts. That's really odd because I should have the audio coming through. I have absolutely zero idea. But I guess it's probably one of the lesser evils. Could be worse. So Stormy's raid thing says 16 viewers 2 minutes ago. I misread that initially and went, Stormy raided with 2 viewers. And I'm thinking to myself, that's a little lower than she said. So where we left off yesterday, we had, you're seeing this from the opposite side, but basically we were working on quite a lot of, oh, I don't want to get too far out of here. There we go. So we started getting up to the chest region, and we're just starting to get into the more buff shoulders of the piece. And having done a completed version in between, I've got a bit of a better feel for where things are going. Ooh, that's not good. And I don't know if I'll have enough red sandstone. Well, we can always do it with red sand, and then I can swap it out later. It's not going to kill me. And we're going to need a ton of cobble, as usual. And it's funny, I was thinking to myself that I had brought, or had forgotten the lip balm. And yeah, I'd left it upstairs. Oh well, it's not a big deal. It just means I'll have to remember to hydrate a little more frequently. So, I kind of feel sorry for my kids. It was supposed to be their spring break weekend. And unfortunately, here's Mom spending the vast majority of the weekend out building things. So yeah, you can see that this is statue number 2, but I'm not going to go any higher than this, just because if we can get our head built, then we'll see things as we go along, and then we'll do a double reveal at the end. And I'm just checking to see if the other one it got is in the same place. Okay, good. So, did I actually remember to sleep? Can't recall if I remembered to sleep. Whee! We're going to see a lot more jumping off this time. I realized up and down the ladder was just way too big waste of time. So I've also moved the ladder so that the scaffolding stack, so that barring needing to pick things up that have dropped off of the edge, that we're going to go up the back instead. So the view is definitely non-exciting even for me. It's kind of like watching the numbers in an elevator. You know, floor 13, dishware. Floor 72, socks. That sort of thing. Yeah. So, I'll be honest, Neon, if I can get everything working correctly the way I'm hoping to, then I will actually be ditching the Stream Stickers service altogether. I'm not a huge fan of it. It's not just that I've had tech problems with it, but also that it's not necessarily giving me a whole lot of flexibility. So, yeah. The popularity of the Stream Stickers in our circle seems to, on the whole, be low enough that it's not really a huge deal if we get rid of it. And I'm going to need more cobble anyways. Nope, that's not what I want. Put the wrong pieces in here and forgot the white ones. So let's just get the gray in this side, and I'll see if there's anywhere else I can tuck gray. Where else can we go with the... Oh, we do have some black coming up here. And did I bring... No, I didn't bring string either. Back down we go. So I can probably dump a bit of cobble off. Come back for it later. String and white. That's a good place to start. Yeah, the commands function doesn't actually do anything anymore. If it does, you're getting only a very limited set of the commands, because I actually haven't fully gotten rid of stream elements. part of it is because they just got a couple of little pieces that I haven't quite finished my tech work on how to replace them. I'm looking to keep things like, you know, the 8-ball. We've never used it, but it's there if you want it, kind of thing. I think last I checked it was there, but yeah. The vast majority of the commands for the viewers actually really weren't there. There weren't any commands for the viewers. So I was being a pain and never had any for you guys. I mean, I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but that's part of what one of the redeems is about, is that you guys get the opportunity to suggest things such as, like we've seen on other channels. I know Stormy's got, say, trucks and stuff, or there's, you know, crazy noises or whatever. You guys can have your custom walk-ons and so on, and that's a viewer channel or viewer point thing. So we are on to building some of the headdress, I guess, is probably the best term for it. I was going to call it a coif, but no, that's a religious thing. That's got nothing to do with this, even though the layout looked similar to me. But yeah, we're on to building. So when you think of pharaohs, they've often got a striped portion on their headdress, and that's where we are now. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. And yeah, that's about right. Okay. So we're going to get little custom walk-ons. Sorry, that's what it's called when I was setting it up. So basically, yeah, you'd get your own custom sound when you first arrived, or whatever. Something similar to, you know, like on DC's stream, we've got CJ's Lava, or I got one that I don't use very often, and I hope it'll work. Nope, doesn't like me today. Okay, well, that's fine. But anyways, so we've got CJ's Lava, we've got, you know, Carnage Joe's Hello, and so on and so forth. Okay, so that's this level. You view it that way, just long enough to slide the next one over. Come on, when I hit escape, I want you to hit escape. Thank you very much. Feels funny to have two versions of the game open, and suddenly when you move one into a quarter screen, it just feels so small. Okay. That's okay. We are back. And wait. So Fantastic Sherlock Fox, the bot saw you, yes. Hopefully it was able to scrape up your icon. It's supposed to pop your Twitch icon. Fantastic Sherlock Fox, I don't believe has one yet, so I don't think his pulls up. There's a few that don't, but that's kind of by their choice, I believe. So this one and that one. And we've got 1, 2, and 3. So we're headed into the shoulders as well. That's part of why this is a little bit shorter. And the white goes in that away. I'm missing something here. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And 2. So let's put those in. The bot sees all. Yes, the bot should at some point give us a lovely shout out for Neon Traveler as well, in addition to Fantastic Sherlock Fox. Both of them have kindly agreed to be the guinea pigs for being my mods. So yeah, I feel sorry for them, but there's just a little more than I can manage sometimes, particularly if we get the unsavories arriving, such as bots and so forth. These Zerks do not qualify as unsavories. Love them to pieces, so there's no way that I'd be booting them. Okay. It has done so already. Yes, the bot sees all. The bot is hopefully supposed to see all, though you can't guarantee that it's ever going to see everything. That's interesting. I think I may have messed up by one layer. How do I do that? Already. I mean, there's a few I could name. Oh, haha. I'm so used to doing the back one particular way over and over and over again that a few layers ago I blew it. Alrighty. Okay, so I just had to figure out how many layers I need to go back down. 1, 2. Okay, so let's see if we can figure this one out real quick. Doo-doo-doo. I was trying to figure out why this looked a little different than I'd expected. Great. Where are we here? Wow. I blew it quite a ways back. Okay. Let's see, what do we got going on the front? Feels really weird counting layers of somebody's giant pecs. So, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So 4. Alright. So I messed up 4 layers ago. Fantastic. Yeah, I have no problem if you're dropping off as you need to, Joe. I totally understand. Because you've got a bug bothering you that I swear nobody wants. So yes, nobody wants that monster. And I wish that, in all honesty, I really wish you didn't have to go through this, or any of your family either. Top part stays the same. Curiosity question though for you, Joe. I know things are rough and you're not feeling all that great, but I know you mentioned that others in your family got this bug before you did. Are they still feeling as rough as you are right now, or are they starting to slowly be on the mend? So I'm just idly curious how that turned out. Okay, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4. Why is it? D&D shenanigans. Yep. That would be CJ, D&D shenanigans. 1, 2 from there. Okay, just counting up from the elbow. From the bottom. So what we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 stripe. Okay. So let's fix the back of this, or it's going to drive me crazy. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, shoot. 1, 2. I know what I could do. Where did I put? There we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 stripe. Stripe is here. So 1, 2, 3, so 5, 6, 7, 8 stripe. Stripe. Come on. There we go. Come on. Give me a chance to put that in there. Yeah, whatever. And then we had 2, and then another stripe. 1, 2. 1, 2 stripe. Thank you. There we go. Alright. That should be enough to let me figure out where I'm at. And of course I'm in the dark. Might as well go get that other block clone down here anyways. Ouch. So was the oldest the one that I think you'd said was off at someone else's place, house sitting or something? I could be crossing stories because there's more than one person I know right now that's dealing with the same bug. Oops, I've got echoes. Okay. Escape options, sounds. There we go. Back to game. So this is where I'm supposed to have a stripe. And then we can go back to our usual. 1, 2. 1. Come on, 2. And then a stripe. So it was 3. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5 stripe from where I'm at. 2, 5, 6 stripe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stripe. Measure twice, cut once. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stripe. Okay. Okay, so that'll give me enough to get up here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stripe. Two, 3, 4, 5 stripe. Build twice, tear down 3 times. Yeah, my personal exception to that rule is stream weekend, because I like big builds, and I will not lie, but I definitely will deny. Uh-oh. That's not right, because it shouldn't be. Just sworn to put one up there. Oh, haha. Of course. Just trying to figure out why I was off by a row, because I didn't put the second stripe in. Delenn. Seriously, girl. There, that'll get me up here. Okay. Now I can do just one more quick check of the picture. And let's see. There's the second stripe, which is a little different on the top, but otherwise is the same. Okay. So we're almost back to where we need to be. That's okay. I have a good feel for where the front's supposed to be, so now that I've said that, I've cursed it, but that's the way she runs, right? 1, 2, 3. Okay. Let's just tear this across. Oops. Don't need to do that. I need... Cobble's fine. It's these ones that need to change. And I just need to pull out. Oops, I'm too high up, that's why. Cobble does need to change. Okay. One, two, three, 1, 2, 3. It's like a waltz. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Oh, which reminds me, shouldn't say got smart, but I tried to prepare just in case someone does attempt to claim the little sing-a-snippet thing. Nothing major, but I just went and grabbed a couple of my music books, just because if I run out of ideas, then I can just reach over and grab one of the ones I used to squawk along on guitar. And I don't have my guitar with me, it's still in storage, but at least that way I won't be as stuck for ideas. So that's pretty key. And let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops, wrong row. One more down. this one. Does that look right hanging out there? Yes, that looks right. Dish. I'm going to need the string, but I'll put it back later. Yes, you did hear that one. I will warn you, though, if you do that, turn down your microphone. I warp out a little bit at the top. The mic settings for talking and the mic settings for singing, for me, are very different. They don't like me because I do silly things, and therefore, it's not the world's best audio sound at the moment. We should get there, you know. But it's, in all honesty, I'd never had it redeemed before, so I didn't realize that there was an issue. No wonder of wonder and miracle of miracles, somebody actually decided to redeem it. Not only did I find out that it was part of my dirt package yesterday with the sound broken, but that, yeah, the top ends just did not sound good. Although on the bright side, Fantastic Sherlock Fox tells me I did not sound like a warbling old lady, so that's a good place to go. Grew up with that for many years with a grandmother who loved to sing and had a little old lady voice, and I'm sure I will too. I will potentially have two different setups, but it's not meant to be anything serious. Like, this is why Dub actually gets to switch around and move elsewhere and things. Like, I didn't even bother creating a lightning rod microphone yet. That's one of those may come in the future items. May, if I feel like it. Okay, so I got that part fixed, so I'm just going to make sure that we don't have too many more fixes to do so I can fill it back in. Ah, okay, I did do something wrong up the next row. Okay, well, we're getting there. We're making positive progress because it feels good, and that's an improvement over yesterday. All right, so where are we here? 1, 2, yeah, 3 in. That was the edge, so 1 and 2. And then it goes all the way across. Okay, here's where I need the string. String, 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 where did you go? And let's put the stuff in I can. But yes, so there will be apologies to many involved, including Lionel Bart and many others. A lot of 60s tunes, just because that was my thing. Unfortunately, I don't have Neon's favorite available, but, oops, string, you're too low. Well, guess not. Oh, no, it's right. Shoot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, 6. There we go. Okay. What goes on in behind it does not matter. So let's keep this block for later. Although I shouldn't have said that because now I've got Traveling Man stuck in my head. And I'm not very good at that one at all, but it's fun. It's definitely a lark. Okay. Let's see what we got going this side. Could be worse. I mean, being Canadian, we have a history of some really funky singers. Some of them are fantastic, and some of them are forgettable. But there are some songs that in Canada are kind of a staple of being Canadian, whether we like it or not. Arch can probably cringe along with me if it's not his favorite, but we have a gentleman that some may know as Stompin' Tom Connors, and he had the good old hockey song played on our Hockey Night in Canada television program for years and years and years, and I got to see the guy live do that song. It was very interesting. Yeah, sometimes you kind of go, we came from an era of country, and you can tell. But yeah, I had the bit about Old Mexico stuck in my head, so there we go. Okay. Aha, I think we are back to where we need to be on the correct level. So that would be impressive. Okay, where are we? This one? Yeah, I was building that. 1, 2. Oh, maybe not. How did I? Yes. Okay, I'm down 1 level. And I forgot to come in 1. That row should have... Huh. Okay, let's pull this out and see what we did. Did that one come in? No, it did. It did not. It's just this back corner should have moved. Margaritaville. Thankfully, that's one that falls in the category of I recognize it really well when I hear it, but never place it well enough to be able to start it a cappella from scratch. That's the other disadvantage to this particular redeem, from your point of view as viewers, is it's all a cappella at this point in time. I mean, what's one of the best ways to avoid DMCA is if you can make it less recognizable. Yeah. So there was no Stomp and Tom material in my repertoire. Lucky him. And I just found a skeleton. Yeah, go away. Don't need you. No Stomp and Tom in there. No Arrogant Worms yet, although I guess I could probably do a piece of Rocks and Trees, which is kind of fun, just because it's corny. Okay, so 1, 2. And then it goes white all across the center. Sea shanties. Sea shanties. Yeah. Let's see. I mean, I do know a little bit of Stan Rogers and a little bit of the odd Gordon Lightfoot, which is both are sort of hit and miss, if you want to put it that way. I love the original work, but my ability to reproduce is a little bit sketchy. Though you're welcome to try it if you want. But yeah, so I didn't want to run out of ideas because I felt caught off guard yesterday. And so I just figured I would grab the books, and that way I've got something handy. And was it 1 across? No, it was 2 across. So there's something extra here. Here, yar. And of course, there's always, if one gets going for Canadiana, then we've always got Great Big C as well. Which, unfortunately, can recommend Fitzgerald. Wow, that's a good one. I like that one. So, okay. We are on. That row is complete. Excellent. Yes, so we're back to the row we originally started to build. Woo! Okay, let's start the back first, just because that way I know where I'm at. And don't have to worry as much about doing more than duplicating what I see. Okay. While people are quiet on the server today, we actually have a few. Looks like we've got Bats hanging out, probably AFK, and then we've got the Zerks hanging out as well. So I don't know what any of them are up to, probably building away as they're wont to do. So we come in 1 more. 1, 2. Spirit of the West. Well, you gotta redeem it if you want it. And I don't think I know that one all that well, but I'll see if I've got it enough for a reminder. Hey, Lake Jen, glad to see you. Welcome aboard. Yeah, it's me following Stormy for a change as opposed to the other way around. I think the last couple of streams that we've done on Stream Weekend, it's usually Stormy following me. But today I'm in a much better headspace than I was when I finished stream yesterday, so hopefully we won't be getting any surprise bleed over audio. That was a little embarrassing, to say the least. But it's all good. It's all good. It's a new day, it's a new stream, and we are rocking and rolling. So we got 3 going up there. 1, 2, does it hang over? That's good, it's only 2. That's probably why I don't need, why I was thinking 3. 2, and then 2 across the front. Aha, we finished a layer. Now, one of the things I did discover in my building off camera was that it was a lot easier for me to get tangled up on where I was at and what I was doing if I didn't do the filler. So, apologies, but we will be doing the color filler in between. Gives me a chance to fill in some of the spaces, the time, see what's going on in chat. Also, I'll be honest, it's a bit of a headspace grounder because once you've got the outside frame figured out for each floor, then starting somewhat smooth and just filling in gaps and stuff is a good mental reset before you move on to the next level. So that actually helps a lot. Okay, so let's move to the next layer here. We can actually make forward progress. Alright, what do we got going on there? Okay, so as usual, let's start with the back. So 2 in. 1, 2. 1, 2, and it looks like it's gray all across the middle. Now, one of the things that I'd thought of, and hindsight 2020 may have considered doing, is rather than using smooth sandstone, I could have used the cut sandstone and then it would have had more defined lines. But the thing is, they ended up looking kind of like boxes with lids on them. And then rows upon rows of boxes with lids. And that was not appealing, so I decided to go with the smooth sandstone instead, even though on this particular one, there's no edges, so it's a lot smoother. The thing about it is that it actually works for me here is that when I take a look at, say, the book covers or people's photographs of their trips to Egypt or whatever, you don't see a lot of lines in between the edges of the blocks on the large sandstone sculptures. So I figured then in that case I would go with my gut and just let them be seen free, under the idea that if we were really going to be out in Egypt, then we would have lots of erosion and whatever filling the gaps, and some of the actual surface that would have been color is not there anymore, hence the reason that actual Egyptian statue look is all more or less one tone. So yeah, that's where that came from. Okay, and then we've got black. That's a nice change. Let's move the string for a moment. So I don't believe we have floaty black on this one. I'll have to check and see, actually, because we might have some. What did I do there? They're supposed to be touching, but not overlapping. Okay. Did not zoom out far enough. Oops. Oh, okay, it is in by 1. Perfect. Oops. It's funny how when you hit escape you get all the window buttons, when in truth your chat screen is actually more useful. Okay, it's this one. There we go. And then right across the front. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. See, that frame went a little faster. What I mean by that C element is that compared to yesterday, we're actually making better progress. I don't know if we're going to make it to the end of the head. I'll have to check and see where the... Nope, don't see a beard yet, so we've got a ways to go. At least there wasn't a ton of repairs. That's always a shame when you get a large distance in, and then you've got a good quantity of repairs that need to be made. Alright, okay, so we're on... Fine. If you're going to be there, then I will move. We do all have those days, yes. So, we do all have those days, we just don't want to get caught live on stream doing it. It was one of those very brief moments where I was having I died of embarrassment as soon as I figured out what I had done. But then that was part of why I had to build my way out of it, just to reset and chill and, you know, get the headspace back again. Besides, it was really fun to listen to other people. And, big difference between myself and some of the other streamers on the server is actually that some of them have a great ability to laugh it off, and some of them struggle with it. And I fall in that latter category, but that doesn't mean that it's impossible. It's just something that takes a little more practice. And the only way one gets practice, unfortunately, in the stream world is to just stream. That's the way it works, right? So when someone was mentioning on DadCraft's Discord the other day that they were quite nervous about the stream weekend, I didn't have any reason to laugh at them about it because I totally could understand where they were coming from. And at the same time, it felt good to actually to have the know-how for a change, to be able to say, yeah, I get you. I've been there. You know? I'm there every single day of the week. Because when I'm not streaming, I'm usually thinking about streaming, and that drives the rest of my family a little bit crazy. Welcome in! Welcome in, Dub Dynamite. I can't recall quite how the shout-out for Dub and Mrs. Dynamite is set up. I think the auto one I've got for when I'm doing the shout-out saying, hey, check these people out. During the welcome is individual, and then for and it pulls just Twitch, and then for when we're doing the hey, check this streamer out auto shoutout system, then that one is probably linking two Dynamites together because they tend to stream as a team. And in all honesty, there'll be some tech questions I'll have for you guys later on, just in regards to how you guys behind the scenes get it going to be able to do multiple different game screens at once. I was thinking about using that for next month, so there'll be some time to work it out in between. But yeah, but I went through actually when I started noticing that streamers were either playing on the modded server or crossing over from Bedrock to try out Java or vice versa, and playing in both places. Then I actually, since I had to fix the sounds anyways, I went through and tried to strip out as many of the references as I could to which server they were most likely to be streaming from, whether it be Java or whether it be Bedrock, just because I'm lazy like that. And what it means is that I can actually now just go to a system and have them stream, and I don't have to worry about whether or not I said that they were on a different server and have viewers expecting one thing or another. Okay, so if I do this right, yeah, I missed a block on... Oh, no, it's only on the one I just came off of, so that's no harm done. Alright. So the next one, we get to go a little higher up, and we are actually getting into the size of the head now, which is kind of a relief, because I really enjoyed building this next part. Oops. So, there's not as much interesting conversation going on the screen, and I do apologize for that. But, where are we here? Oh, not me, that one. Yeah, so there wasn't as much interesting conversation, but on the other hand, the viewers do get to see something a little different when I'm actually making progress here. I'm trying quite hard not to show you guys the other side. I know there's probably been glimpses had, but it was intentional not to, and that's just so that if we don't make it through... did I go one block too high? If we don't make it through today, then we can... Oh, fiddle. Let's try catching this one. There we go. Then we have the opportunity to just show off what we did on the other one. Okay. So there's this one, and the edge here. Take that one out. So I was actually quite glad that somebody had taught me about the string trick a while back, because in this particular build, the string's kind of annoying as I go along, but it actually makes the build work because, of course, we've got gravity blocks going with the sand, so that'd be problematic. But the other side of it is also that when you get far enough away, the strings tend to disappear. You will see a bigger view when we get a little closer, because if I showed you a bigger view at the moment, you probably would see the completed version all finished. However, I will... let's go to daytime on this one. I know that's not a great solution, but you can kind of get the idea. We're probably... I'm just getting into the Pharaoh's goatee, so that floaty block that I just put down is actually 2 out of, I believe, 3 blocks of the stereotype faux beard that a lot of the pharaohs have on them. So yeah, we're getting not that far off. So you can start to see, or else look across there, you can start to see the beard coming on the other side there. So yeah, that's where we're headed at the moment. Don't worry, we're not that far from full reveal. Okay, so let's see where we're at. Hat. Do. Into black. And I just need to do orange. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Black 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And do I come in at the back there? 1, 2. Yes, I did see Stormy's stream, and indeed, Jen, the bot really missed you, like a lot. It didn't want to give anybody anything. It was actually quite amusing. Okay. And we have white across the back. And then let's put those over there because I'm going to need them. So as I said before, we're going to take the mental reset fill. Yeah, so it's not about big reveals, but it's that it took a lot of falling off things last night to figure out how the front was supposed to look. So I'm trying not to do that again this time. All right. But at least since we're making better progress than we did yesterday, we're not stuck in belly zone region, then we're doing okay. Alright. Just making sure I can see what's going on here. The toughest part at the moment is just trying to make sure that when I'm getting the curves of the head as it comes back in, because it doesn't always make sense the way that the back portion comes in. I mean, like, for example, if this was the person's head, it's incredibly flat and incredibly wide. And statue-wise, that makes sense, but when they built them in reality, if you think about a person's head in reality, even the Egyptians are actually far more known for head binding, kind of in this sort of the Asian foot binding concept, but more in the shape of the head to have the ideal look, right? To have the ideal image of what the leader should look like. And so some of the crazy hat shapes you see that are sort of almost cylindrical, I guess you would say, was actually related to head binding. It's disappointing, just because I think that's a bit of a creepy sort of way of doing things. But, hey, you know, no accounting for different people's culture. They do what they want to do. It's like they all have permits. Can't figure out where I'd heard that before. Alright, okay. So that layer went a lot faster than I expected. It's actually a little concerning to me a bit when things go faster than I expected. I mean, they could be going well. There is that possibility. Or I could be making a big mistake and not even realizing it. But I'm going to go with category A and hope things are going well. And we'll just... If it's not bad, then I may just leave whatever mistake is there and call it individuality. Okay. Let's make sure I got that. Yeah, okay, good. I got that stacked right. Alright, so we're headed. Haha, headed. Oh, okay. So now we're getting the chin part, so the head broadens out a little bit more. So this one, we've got some orange. Where do we go here? 3 in the center. Dealt with that. We go across 5. Uniqueness, yes, definitely very, very unique. The other thing I noted in the design here that I like what the person has done in terms of semi-accuracy, in that, I mean, when you're talking about weathering, one of the first things to fall off on a statue of just about any sort is their nose, hence the reason the Sphinx has no nose. That said, there is also... oh right, that's going to be seen, okay. That said though, there's also the Minecraftable angle, where just about everything, all the villagers have their derpy noses. And I did try in the last night's demo putting the nose on to see if I would make it look like a villager. Instead, what actually ended up happening was it came out... Ooh, I forgot some more. I need more white. It came out looking more like the Muppets Gonzo. Even though I didn't put a gap between the face and the nose, it very much looked like Gonzo. So I figured that was a bit of a no-go. Gonzo being a no-go and all. Am I going to have enough? Well, it'll be touch and go. Alright. Yep, let's rock and roll and see what we got. I will also be honest, the Zerks are well aware that anybody else who's been hanging out on the Java server was well aware that I was scrambling to put together a lot of materials, and I thought I had enough for 2 statues. Turns out I didn't. I miscalculated. Oh. And apparently I miscalculated the distance as well. Anyway, yeah. So, given that I'd messed that part up, then it turned out that I was quite a bit short. Oops, not there. So that's one of the other things I did after stream last night, was I was off getting more sand. Which is kind of funny, because sand's one of those things that I never really thought I would be building with this much. Gonzo... There's nothing wrong with Gonzo, aside from the fact that he's an alien. Initially he thinks he's a weirdo, but apparently canon has him being an alien, because they decided to retcon that and make a movie out of it. I will never understand what Brian Henson did with the company. Alright, okay, so we've got the chin. And just in time for the sun to go down, let's see if we can get one more layer on before I've got to jump down and sleep. And the next layer is a very exciting copy of the existing layer. I believe... Oh, no, not quite. Not quite. The design I'm following, it's actually kind of funny because we talked about the squashed heads thing. When I'm doing... Oh, black. When I'm working on that, it looks to me an awful lot like just the angle I'm having to work at, because it's got creative flight, that it looks like I've got almost like a Boston cream, not Boston cream, what are they called? The donuts where they're like long and like oblong with icing on the top, often chocolate. In any case, that's what it looks like to me, so it's kind of amusing to watch the shapes change, because I keep wanting to laugh while I'm working. There's nothing wrong with that, just it's... When it falls in the category if you had to be there, and even so you still might not quite agree with getting it, then it's not worth laughing over in the first place. Long Johns, thank you! That's exactly what I was thinking of. Thank you, Neon. So you may be on the southern part of the US most of the time, but half the time I swear you're in my head. It's great. Well, in most cases it's great. I mean, there's days I think for your sake it wouldn't be. Eclairs are good too, yes. Yes, I think in Tim Hortons in Canada we use Long Johns. I love it, CJ. I love it. Hey Neon, just let me know if you decide you want me to press the timeout button. So, one of the things I'm doing is, because I don't always have mods in the stream, part of what has happened as a side effect of that is that I've got some, mod buttons and, like, banhammers and all that jazz. And you can do it through the usual panels. but I've also got cool buttons to be able to do that. And then I discovered that by doing that, some of them did not nicely open up for the mods to use. So, yeah. But I'm not saying which ones, because then I get trolled about it. So, yeah. They're not secrets, but it's just that some of them cooperate and some of them do not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This person has a very flat head. Huh. Reminds me of reading Land of the Cave Bear. What are we doing? Wrong block. This is not the top yet. Reminds me of reading the Planet of the Cave Bear series, where unfortunately, I mean, if it's set supposedly like thousands of years ago, of course it's not going to matter when they're getting slightly racist to species that don't even exist anymore. But yeah, the people more like us were referring to the people less like us, who had more longer, flatter, elongated heads. They just kept calling them flatheads. I mean, that's what I keep thinking of when I'm working on this guy. He's a flathead! But they were smarter than your average bear by a long shot. Okay. It's a little disconcerting when I have no reason to think I've made a mistake. So, after having made so many yesterday, I totally thought I had made mistakes. Next up, eye sockets. Ish. Okay. It's quiet in here. Are you guys actually getting music? In particular, if I shut up and stop talking, you might. Oh, good. All right. So we've got... They have a cool little design on the front of this facial piece, where it's actually... it's got like a faux reference to a snake on it. I just thought that was a nice touch. Because, of course, once again, like the beard piece, that would be something that would have fallen off. But it's actually kind of interesting because I did look at different things. When people think of Egypt and Nile and so on, often they think of the Sphinx. And two problems with that is that one, the Sphinx is not actually really near the Nile. And two is that the book I'm referencing in the Death of the Nile version, since I had the opportunity to see the first print cover, then I was not going to be able to go with the Sphinx, because they've used the Sphinx in a couple of movie covers or movie posters, but it was not actually on a book cover. So yeah, if the inspiration is the book, then I'm going to stick with the book. This one there and there. Got black here and here. All right. This is not exactly super groovy music, but it works. Okay. What are we doing here? Oh, okay. No, that's not what I want to do. This one and more of that. There we go. Because now we have to go along the front. The other thing I learned a lot last night was that if I get too used to looking at a screen that's got Creative Flight on it, and then I come back to a screen that does not, I can fall off a lot. So if you catch me being ultra quiet, it takes me a second to just reground and go, you are not floating. You can't just walk out over the edge of nothingness. Okay. Oh, good. We're getting closer to the top of the head. Okay. Up and over. Escape. Oop. Okay, I think this is night 2, so if I'm lucky I should be okay without the phantoms. just gotta take a... This one's a little different because we're starting to wrap ourselves inwards. I think it's still 3 along the sides, and then 2 along the back, and then we've got coming in white. Oh, that's not the center. Okay, it's black in the center. Well, not gray. Not gray, wrong one. Got black in the center. Okay, what am I missing? Pick. I think I cursed it. Okay, let's try it again. Got this one, and we've got the white here. And then we've got black over there. White there. And then we've got, looks like 4. 2, 3, 4. And then a double black here. And if that's the center, so we've got white, black, white. So we'd have a double black here, and I think it's this spot I messed up. Yeah, that's what it was. I went on top of stuff I shouldn't have. There we go. Fixed-ish. Let's take this one out. One, 2, 3, 4. Black up here. Some of these pickups I'm actually quite lucky. I keep thinking they're going to go over the edge. Alright. That was a little better. Brief heart attack moment, but all good. Let's see, do I have anything interesting? Nope. Alright, so we're just about to the top, I hope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, no, maybe we're about 7 or 8 rows away. That's too bad. I thought we were closer. Okay, that's the front. Here's the back. Black in the center. Got white. Oh, hang on a sec. That doesn't look right. Okay, let's start from the front then. So white, white. Gravel. There's the string. And one gray one there. Then we can go to the blacks on the edge. 3. Yeah, I should have brought that in. Oops. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Alrighty. I'm gonna have to go get that one. That's a pain. I think. No, I won't have to get it. We're okay. We are okay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So this gray one I put here is actually the beginning of the reference to a snake. They don't actually, of course, in Minecraft Detail, have the ability to put on a snake head or a cobra. So they get a little creative with it in that spot, but there is not actually a snake on here, which is for better or worse, I suppose. Oh, that one doesn't come in. I did something wrong at the back. What did I do? Why does it look different then? Is it going to be a crime if I just leave it? Is it going to bug me? Indeedly do. Well, oh, there's 4. Haha. Yeah, that's... Why does that not look right? As they say, build it twice and you might figure out what's going on. Okay. So, 1 layer down looks like this one. And that should be on top of dark. Okay. Got the white 1 layer back from that. Maybe I didn't do something wrong? I don't know. White 1 layer back, right? Oh, it just should be 1 layer in, not 1 layer back. Haha. Okay. Wait a minute, that doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. Oh. Should be 1 layer in. I think, yes. Because I can't count. Okay. Sorry about that delay, guys. So 1, 2. This one should be straight. So let's pull that out. Arch can't handle secrets. Arch will just have to wait. The whole reason I'm doing it as a secret is because once the cat's out of the bag, you've seen what it looks like. Then if we don't complete, it just is purely a letdown and nothing more. So, yeah. Two wide, and then this one. 1, 2, 3. Yes. Okay, so I did this, and it should have been out 1 more layer. Don't worry, you will get to see soon. I know Light Jin already asked, and you've asked as well. The boredom is killing you! Oops, not that, that's black. No. If curiosity killed the arch cat, he will be back. Yeah. I know, when I got to the top and I was building it first time round, I was actually quite excited because I could start to see it coming together. So I can't blame you for being interested in seeing what it looks like. Okay. Yeah, that looks more square. Perfect. Close enough for, I don't know, government work? No. Okay, so we've got what practically is a crown on top. And this next part actually has to have hangovers on the back. Okay, so I'm just gonna line up so I can figure out how many across. On the bright side, the model I'm using actually uses smooth stone for this next layer. Like all the gray for them is smooth stone, which when building it, it actually makes it a lot easier to count. And there we go. It has a hangover. Yes, it's been drinking too much. There we are. Yes, this next part hangs over the edge, CJ. Yeah, it doesn't party that hardy. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and that. I don't know why they bothered to fill that one in. We'll find out later. So, nice simple near circle on the roof here, which finally his head's looking circular. It's not quite such a flat head, squashed up against a wall sort of deal. Okay. But on the bright side, we are... Let's see how many statues from the end. Ooh. Okay, I don't want to count that. Let's just say it's out of spawn range. 2. Okay, check the sides, check the back. Good. It hangs on the sides. Arch ran CJ off. Are we there yet? Yes, I know. I want to see it now. Now. Wow. Can't remember what movie that reminded me of for a second there, but it involved an awful lot of foot stomping. Okay. This one and this one. I'd say the best things in life are worth waiting for, but I'd be lying. Sometimes the best things in life are the stuff you have now, rather than all the stuff that you've got to wait for. Because half the time, by the time you get it, you weren't as interested in it as you thought you were when you started. Okay. 1. Oops. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And then on the front, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and that. And this is a fun one, because we get to put a little spacer out here and hang the top off over there. There we go. Oh, actually, now I remember what that was referring to. I don't know how many of you are Star Trek fans, but that one, yeah, there's a scene very much in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory that I think was referenced specifically in Star Trek when they turned the majority of the crew supposedly into kids. I think it was due to a transporter accident, but in any case, a bunch of them get turned into kids, and they've got to have the one pretending to be the captain, or well, obviously the kid acting as the captain, has to pretend that his first officer, who was not turned into a kid, he decides to pretend that that guy is his father just so that he can talk to him and get him some instructions on what they need help with to get out of this fix, because the aliens have taken over the ship, as they often do in that series. Sometimes I wonder if the aliens have anything better to do than take over ships. In any case, so the guy insists on going to see his father, and he tries to do it in a British accent, which I'm not even going to risk because, yeah, it would just be dangerous. But in any case, so he's getting all upset and he wants to see his father now, and then basically acts like he's throwing a fit because because the aliens don't understand. Canadians are aliens sometimes, because the aliens don't understand that people his age don't throw fits. So in any ways, he does get what he wants to go see the first officer. Okay. Those dang Canadians. Aliens would be, yes. I guess if you're talking Star Trek, depending on your point of view, it's either aliens or people in bad outfits. So, yeah. If you got up on the wrong side of the bed and you'd sleeping a little bit too much, maybe a little bit too much to drink, rather than your nose getting all red, you might end up with, like, great big, large, fringy ears. Yes, that was the Next Generation from the 80s. So yeah, it was the one where you got Picard as a teenage kid, insisting on going to see his first officer Riker, and he throws the fit and confuses the heck out of the rather haplessly confused and ridiculous Ferengis who supposedly have control of the ship at that point. Oh man. We have to jump down to get a little bit more. And in a second here. If I can get... Okay, so this bit at the back is going to be all orange, so I can... It says 2 back? 1, 2... Yes, because I can go back this far. Get that bit done while we're up here. Build! Build! Okay, I did not do you guys an injustice per se, so let me be a little bit nicer here and quickly just swap screens. So game window is going to become this one. Okay, so here we are in the other one that I'm using as my build, and you can sort of see off in the distance we have a few more rows to do, but I'm just going to move over just enough they stop despawning. Good grief. So we've hit the white stage. We're here. That's where we are now. So we've got a few more to do, and then we're done. So we're almost there. Almost there. Yeah, I think the next year was a little bit mid to... Oh no, wait a minute. Hang on a sec. Nope, let me correct that. It was early 90s. Early 90s. At least my costume was early 90s, so yeah. I was that nerd. One of them that are nerd kids. Yeah, had all the toys. So that was the other thing too, is it an era where they didn't figure that cosplay was a thing for anybody other than kids, and if you were a kid, everybody assumed you wanted a giant butt ugly costume. So like the communicator was the size of your open stretched palm. And I don't mean like a junior high kid's palm, I mean as in like your parents' palm sort of thing. And it was a bit of a shame because it really didn't look that good. Oh, fiddle faddle, did I really run out of... Okay, fine. Well, we'll finish up with some basic. Then I will switch that out later. Actually, let's just do some cut. I like the look of that a little bit better. Red sand. Okay. That's interesting. Why does cut red sandstone take different? Oh, I got it. Okay. I got it. So it took the existing. Okay. That makes more sense now. If I go this way, then I can turn it into cut. Haha. Okay. Now I get it. Don't know if 2 stacks is going to do it, though. Would be nice, but I doubt it. And that's the last that she's got. Wow. It's expensive stuff. Yeah, that was a row-by-row tutorial world. That was not my creative build. So the design I'm doing is by a gentleman by the name of Tridar. I did look that up. And that's not the only build that they do. So it's Trydar. And their work is absolutely mind-blowing to me. But in any case, so they've built... Yeah, I'll swap this out later. It's not a big deal. Oops. Might help if I put my other reference screen back on the screen. There we go. Okay. So yeah, they've built an amazing world where in their tutorials they actually build these things probably with a copy-paste system. If I were them, and I'm not, but if I were, I would probably consider personal taste to be either copy-pasting it and then building the next layer, which means you only have to actually build the whole statue once, or take the entire statue, well, twice I guess, but then, or you take the entire statue and you paste it in and then you take your time peeling off of the layers. Let's see if we can... Shouldn't have two musics, although I do recognize that particular song is a little in the echoey style. And this one's kind of spacey. Let's go one more. Wow. I got bubbly music now. There we go. Yeah. So yeah, that particular song, I run into it a couple of times, and it's very frequent. People are asking me if I've got an echo. Stream Tunes is great. There's several different services that you can play through providers such as Spotify, where they don't have copyright issues to worry about. Oops. What am I doing here? So very, very nice in that respect. However, sometimes you get bit when it comes to choice of music. Okay. Just in terms of music can sound kind of bizarre, I guess. Okay, where's this one? And then... Oh, that's weird. They actually have some hidden blocks in here. Up to this point, the creator's been pretty good with not actually having blocks get hidden inside, but it looks like they've got a couple that did. That's okay. Yeah, build them like you sees them. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So yeah, we are almost at the end. I would love to say it's like 2 or 3 rows away, but I'd be lying. But the side shot really is just this bit. So we're just looking at the top of the crown up there. So we really are almost that close to being done. And then we'll jump down off the back, give a swim around the front, and take a look at the whole shebang. I'm trying to see if I can get... Oh, can't quite. Okay, so where are we here? Let's go 3. 3 I said, not 4. 1 and 2. Besides, it gives me commentary practice. Apologies to all involved. Actually, to be perfectly honest, I'm surprised that the chat is as quiet as it is. Either my redeems are broken again, which is possible, or the viewership is broken, which is also possible. I mean, hey, I bet you Joe's fallen asleep, and if she hasn't, she should. I believe it's TRY. For those of you that have access to the DC's Discord, they will be, I'll put the link in there to this model. And then also, when I go to put it up as a VOD archive in a day or so, then I will try and put the link in the description as well.
2, 4, 6, 8, everybody hydrate!
Well, I don't know about you, but that didn't seem broken to me. Coffee time! We're here! So, it looks like the Fantastic Sherlock Fox has either just arrived or has been here the whole time and just wanted to let me know that he has not fallen asleep. In which case, I'm glad in either end. Okay. So, let's go in. And we got 2, 3, 2. So you can start to see that we're getting stretch. There we go, free stretch. Yeah, the posture check GIF. When I saw that one, I thought that was kind of fun. Bit of advanced thinking on that one because it'll probably be a little more useful when I actually get myself going and grab a new gaming chair so that you guys will all be able to actually see me. You no longer require my services, huh? Have I been fired? Did I get fired? And that's a very good way of looking at how I'm feeling on top of this tower. Alright. It's actually kind of sad because when you look across the other statues we just did, it looks like we are so close to being done. And yet it's deceiving when you look at the various separate pieces involved. But it's just a couple of more rows of stacking stuff up and putting it together. Okay, where are we here? 3? 2? That's odd. We had a very flat hat, and then suddenly it widens out. I'm just trying to figure out... Oh, I can't count. Warped out view on another screen. There we go, okay. So it still is only 2. That's a double height on the same one that we had before. At least it doesn't take as long to fill in the center. Right? Alrighty, and then we've got another layer of this, and we've got one in the center. These two come in, and I've got one in the center here, and then we should be, as you can see, we're just closing it off. Can I get both? Oh, geez. Okay, so good news. We are 1, 2, 3, 4 steps from the end. So then we are be able to finish this within the time allotted. That's actually a score on that front. It'd be a first. There's a first for everything, isn't there? Oh, neon, that's evil. Okay, so first things first. There we are, really high up. Just give me a quick second. I'm just going to ask my friend to start my timer. All right, so I've set a timer. You will hear it go off on stream. And let's move over to the next one. But that means at the rate we're going, if I can get this part done fast enough, then we may actually do a jump off from this view. Or you might get a bonus. We'll see what sort of mood I'm in. Okay, so... Ow. Uh-oh, that's not good. How do I want to do this? Well, let's pull that one block. Oh, man. Until I certainly need more practice at doing this in third-person view. Which is why it's a reasonable redeem for my skill level. Because it's something that takes a little more work. No. I just did that. Up higher, please. Thank you. There. Okay. And then the next one is just throw a block on top of that. And a top block on top of that. And guess what? We be done. So, first off, let's clear... Oops, not that one. Let's clear the inventory, just so that we have some empty hand spaces to work with. Oh, I have stackables already. Doesn't have to be put everything away or anything like that, it just makes it a little easier for me to have my hands free. Alright. Let's see, actually, can I make it off the front? No, it might be a little iffy. Alrighty. So I get a little further down before I go jumping off the back. Okay, here we go. Whee! This is ugly. Let's get rid of that. Oh, nighttime. Haha. Yeah, it's not lit up there, so no. Oops. I can't sleep. Must have a thunderstorm coming on. So one of the whoops. One of the things is the clear interface, user interface is definitely an add-on for sure. So we wanted to see the hole works. Trying to see if I can do this without falling down that little hole again. Nope, that's not gonna work. Tree's in the way. And of course I left my axe on the other side. Alrighty, apologies for having the little person in between. There we go. So those are the two statues that we've got. And I can actually just get rid of my other screen, thank heavens. Okay, so we're 90% of the way there. I mean, this is the big part. The intent is to eventually build a side wheeler ship that goes in, or paddle wheeler that goes in front of these. I have to come up with that design in creative and haven't done so yet, just because that's one that I've not been able to find something to copy off of. Was it worth the wait, Light Jen? And Arch, if you're still here, Arch. Was it worth the wait? If it wasn't, that's okay. But, yeah. And I mean, those little cut blocks don't look that bad up top. We'll see how far, like how much you notice them from the distance that people are going to see it at. But yeah, that's what they worked on. So, for the next, I'm just actually, let's see how much, can't tell how much I've got left on the timer. But for the next major project I'm working on is, obviously I have to do the boat, but I'm going to delay that a little bit until after. Got a cafe that I'm working on getting supplies for, and then we're going to be having a train, and I'm super excited to do the train. I mentioned it yesterday, and I'm just really, really excited to build it, so got to get onto that one as well. So in my inventory we've got lots and lots of anvils getting built, and I need to ruin some more picks. Going through my inefficient inefficient farm. Yippee skippy. Hey Google, stop. There we go. That allows me to do the turnaround. Oops. So that I can get a good shot of this one. Close enough. Okay. Let's do... Excellent. Alrighty. So we have ourselves about 20 minutes left, which I really didn't think we were going to get this done. Don't let Roos help. Actually, in all honesty, I was probably going to talk to her about it. Just more that there's catches. There's always a catch-22, and there's always a way that things can be done differently and or better. But when it comes to boats, Ross knows her stuff. So yeah. There we go. Pick up this one. So we don't need to hang out here. I'll admit, I'm actually quite pleased with those. They look pretty cool. The back's a little flaky. Up top. But, I left my torch behind. Oh well. Guess one of a spider up there. It's not meant to be seen from that side anyway. But yeah, it's way over there, simply because if you take a look at the map that I've got, most of my land mass is over here, and my portal is actually way down to the right-hand side. So it's not where people are going to enter. And then Mob Farm is this weird square on the left here. It's not where people are going to enter, but as you can see from the land farm that we've got going, it definitely makes the best sense if I'm going to be doing a Nile reference. Also, I do get mobs shown on this journey map. Don't know what that empty space is, but I do get mobs shown on the journey map, which means that sometimes they're below the Y level of where I'm standing. It's just because you have Y level ranges you can work in, and so often they're below my feet. But yeah, so that's gives you an idea, because you guys saw how big the scale was, and there's only an 11 block gap between the statues. So that's the idea then, is picking that spot so that we can actually have a place to try and put the side wheeler. It won't be to scale. by any stretch of the imagination. Oops. I guess I had left some scaffolding behind. I'll clean that up in a bit. So yeah. Now, those of you that were on my streams to see me build, as you can see, what's supposed to be a bee farm, I am cursed when it comes to bees. I have bees that are actually all name-tagged bee, just because they had despawned and gone for a walkabout. So I went and got some more bees, and they weren't coming out. I don't know, I didn't see them. So then I went and got some more bees, and they were like still name-tagged and whatever, and I got some materials out of it, but I've AFK'd in there for like since last night, standing in there, and nothing changed in terms of how much honey or honeycomb I had, and I know the farm is still designed to be functional because it was working and nothing has changed. So my bees have just vanished again. And I decided I'm cursed. It's dropped to the bottom of my list to repair it. As long as I've got enough supplies, what I want to do, then I'm just throwing my hands up in frustration, and may eventually just buy supplies from other people. On the other hand, I've thus far managed to be semi-self-sufficient. Very emphasis on the semi because got some great help from the Zerks and stuff. Just it's one of those ones where when you're on NSMP and there's a timeline, then you want to get going. But if you don't need to go that fast, there's no point. Pursuant to somebody's conversation today I was seeing on the server, we have a sheep farm that at the moment is all white. I was talking about dyeing some of these ones over here, dyeing the actual sheep. I just haven't had a need to, so I didn't. Although I know it's going to kick me because I'm going to have plenty of reason for wool needs and then not do it. The only other plan I had for the stream as a bit of a backup is that we're going to be tearing this thing down. I hate it with a passion. It was supposed to be yellow silk pajamas to reference Nero Wolf, one of Rex Stout's characters, who had a history, I guess, of always insisting that he had his breakfast brought to him every morning in his room in his silk pajamas. And he loved to wear yellow. He'd wear yellow ties, he'd wear yellow everything else. And sandstone goes over here. So that was what that project was supposed to reference. And it failed. I really don't like the look of that project. It's just ugly in the extreme to me. So I'm going to pull it down. I'm sure that I'll be able to find something else to do with the terracotta because, yeah. Terracotta is very, malleable's not the word. I don't know, what, wasteable, I guess? There's always more where that came from. So, yeah. That's what I'm going to be doing with this. So, do I have... You don't have anything else I need to pull out of here? I don't need the string, but might as well start there. So yeah, I got frustrated with the shoulders, and then I just decided I didn't really like the look of the whole thing anyways. So, let's start at the top and just get it going. The other reason I don't like it is I built it, then I built the sheep farm, and decided that even if I wanted to keep this thing, it was just too close. But I didn't like it enough to really care to fix it and move it. So yeah. Also, as you can imagine, I'm not a fan of jump starts. So I've had a few times where I've had different things spawn on the various levels that I had lit and then removed the torches because I was doing something with it. And then had other stuff come in. Then when it's nighttime, I've also had spiders spawn on the inside. And then when they saw me, they decided to climb up and come visit when they wanted hugs. So yeah, that was not my best reaction. It was a good thing I wasn't streaming because I probably would have screamed. Maybe not quite a scream, but a good-sized shriek. So, spiders can just take off. And I will not miss them one iota. And extra special thanks to PP Zerk, because she and Zork were out collecting materials while I was out collecting other materials. So I was grabbing sand, which turned out not to be enough at the time, but I was out grabbing sand, and they kindly put together a gift package of the ender chests and a bunch of the ink that I was using for the black. So I'm very appreciative to them for that work. Oh. There we go. Spooters hugs are fun. Well, actually it's kind of funny because shoot. I know what I forgot to do. Just before we log out, I will take one more run over the statues, because I realized that I was actually going to show you guys with the texture pack and shaders on. But we can do that just at the end. Make that one of our last things before we pass the torch. So in any case, yeah, so with the shader pack on, I was out gathering more, not shader pack, sorry, with the texture pack on. I hadn't thought about it because it was very similar to Minecraft, that I had actually taken out all of my textures that I thought would remotely affect what we were doing with the statue, and I was getting all the squares I needed and stuff, like the outlines, to be able to do the build. So I figured I'd keep the mob variety on there, because normally it just does things like you end up with multicolored pigs, or other colors of chickens, or things like that. Like it was great. I didn't think too much of it. Well, I got out to the desert and got a bit of a surprise by accident. When I turn around, I hear a spider coming up behind me, and it, of course, gives me the heebie-jeebies, so there's a jump level there. Then second level jump came when I turn around to prepare to take out this spider, and I see a scorpion. So somebody has gone and retextured the scorpions. Now those things are huge. They don't scare me more than spiders, but it was definitely a surprise to see a scorpion when I turned around. What am I putting the stream shulker? That's a very good question. I hadn't really thought about it. Yesterday I put in a piece of red sandstone. So I mean, I could put in another one. Actually, I guess I could even put in a black one. Piece of concrete powder, maybe. I call it like Egyptian beard bits. That might be kind of fun. But I actually hadn't thought about it because, well, hadn't thought about it, hadn't settled on it because, of course, I had no idea what we would end up doing. Another thing I could do is grab a yellow terracotta and call it like, it's gone! Which would be equally pleasing, although not necessarily accurate for what we did for most of the stream. I'm sure people like Lightgen and Arch could identify if I grabbed something sand related and said almost there, not quite yet. Maybe we should just call it soon TM. Egyptian beard bits seems to be the thing. That seems to be popular. Okay, well then Egyptian beard bits it is. We'll grab ourselves a piece of the black concrete powder that I was using as the beard on the statue. Or I could eat, Egyptian beard bits, and then maybe if there was room for subtext, I might go with finally got there. But that's more of a stream title thing. 6:40. So we've got about 10 minutes, I think, max. Possibly, if we're going to name things, maybe only about 5 minutes. It's so much more satisfying to take it down than it was to put it up. I think it's because you don't have to think about anything when you take stuff down. I still want to reference the character, so I have to try and figure out what I can do instead that's iconic. I mean, I had talked about a giant chair, and that... Okay, I'm not going down all that fast. I talked about a giant chair. He's described as being 1/7 of a ton, but then when you do the math on that, and actually figure out they're tracking American tons for one thing, so we're looking at like, is it 1,000 pounds or something like that for a ton? My conversion to American weights is completely useless. But in any case, when you do the conversions, we're really talking, like, frankly put, less than DC's starting weight. So, although in the 1940s, this character is described as like large and rotund and all this kind of stuff, I was thinking, you know, that's kind of insulting when you realize that that's not, or like that it's actually not as much as I thought it was. So, that's another option. Americans are not useless. I'm just useless at conversions to American measurement sizes. I had kind of hoped when the Americans went extra sciencey, as they did more than a century ago, that they would have actually picked up on, you know, a sane base 10 measurement system in the same way that they had actually gone with a somewhat sane numerical system with their money eventually. But yeah, that was a little bit optimistic on my part. That's okay. I watch another interesting YouTube channel based on 18th century living. One of these like creative anachronism type channels, because of course everybody knows you don't really want to repeat what it was really like. But it's called Townsend's, and they love to make recipes from that period, from cookbooks and so on. And how that fits into this conversation is that they're always talking about jiggers and jills of things and a jack of something else, and I was just like, my goodness. And the funny part was actually, not too long after I watched a recipe where I was really marveling over just how weird it is, and they were sort of ballparking the conversions, because of course a lot of the recipe material was done to taste, so you really giving measurements was kind of pointless in the first place. But shortly after that, we had bought something at the liquor store, and it came with a free little measuring cup thing. And normally when they do that sort of thing, you get like an ounce, 2 ounces, something you actually would want to use if you're making mixed drink measures. But in this particular case, it came with what turned out to be, when you look at the sizing, it was a really weird one. It wasn't even a proper set of ounces. And then when I looked up the sizing, it turned out to be that they had actually sent what was, I think it was, can't remember if it was a jack or a jill, but it was a little mug that was perfectly sized for that type of measuring, and I thought that was kind of cool. You know, I'd never had one, and they did it in copper as well, a little freebie, but still, I was somewhat impressed, because normally liquor companies don't really pay any attention to what they're doing. They're like, oh yeah, people like this, it's cool, and they give you some sort of piece of junk. Well, I did get a kick out of Creef's word of the day this morning. Of course, we were talking about that at lunch with my family, and but I was also amused because I was thinking that there was extra different words of the day for Joe, and that was partly because they gave her accounting-related words. And it's like, you know, you'd go to play Minecraft and you just can't get away from your day job. Maybe next time around you might want to ask him what, like, a lawnmower would be. On the other hand, I mean, it's also one of those things where, like CJ with her dancing, once you've told people about something once, sometimes you just can't live it down. Oh, this is a funky song. It keeps sounding to me like they have classic British doorbells in the song. Keep hearing ding dong, and I know I have no sound redeems that has that in it. This one. Okay. I should probably, while I can, I should probably jump down and get out of here safely. Ish. Safe-ish, yes. So we can go get our piece of beard bits. And the best bit about these beard bits is that usually they're not contagious. You'd have quite the time getting all the sand out if it was contagious. Okay, I've got to get down my favorite way. Yoink. Drippy, drippy, drippy. And splat. Alright, let's just pick up some of these so they don't despawn, because we're going to be running out of the range. Yep. Enjoy, CJ. Take the time you need. And I will do my best to remember to shut off my mic this time. There's a story to that, yeah. Spaciness and all. Okay. Actually, to be honest with you, I think I feel like smiling this time around. Didn't have a single sound clip redeem though, or a sound snippet redeem, which is probably for the best. But that means I can save them for this week, or whenever we see each other next. And they'll always be available. I'm actually surprised CJ stayed around as long as he did, because usually I'm one of those people that takes 20 minutes to go and, top up drinks or hit the washroom, well, that sort of stuff before I start streaming. And I dumped a bunch of stuff. Where did I put it? Probably over here. Yes, there's black concrete powder. Powder specifically. Let's name this. What do we settle on? Egyptian beard bits? Or do we want something else? Yeah, that's only one beard bit, but that's okay. Someone's at my door, Del. Funny you should mention that. I actually do have enough cameras that I know that's not the case. Yeah. We've had a few people breaking into things and keying vehicles and so on in our neighborhood. So the result of that was that a few years ago we decided we were going to put in our own external security system. So we've got a few of the Google Nest devices, and just recently put in a few months ago, I guess, put in the doorbell as well, even though we already had a camera pointing in that direction. And it's paid off because one of our neighbors had a very expensive bicycle stolen, and it turned out when we checked our camera footage that we were able to give them a piece of the footage that they could turn into the police. And I don't know if it's actually helped out or not, but yeah, it also helped us actually get more neighborly with that particular set of neighbors, because we didn't really talk to them a whole lot. They'd always say hello and stuff, but we didn't really talk. And we still don't talk a whole lot, but at least we're a lot more neighborly than we used to be. I think we have developed the reputation of being a standoffish couple on the street. We're nice enough, but we're not one of those ones that goes out and talks to everybody. And a couple of the neighbors on the street hang out together, with their kids at the schoolyard, and frankly, I just don't like their kids, and the conversation they talk about just isn't really my style of thing. I'm a little bit too computer nerdish for that sort of stuff, so I don't have part of that conversation, and I think they figure I'm just not approachable. Yeah, well, and it's kind of funny because I was watching Peter and things, but apparently in the UK, if you smile at somebody as they pass by, even just trying to be friendly, there's a good portion of the UK area where if you do that, people are kind of wondering what you want, or why are you being a little on the creepy side, and yet that's a pretty normal thing in the American area. Hey, Peregrine! So you popped in just in time to see me naming my Egyptian beard bit. I think beard bits, plural. And we are just going to quickly turn on the resource packs for... Should we go with the reality one? Yeah, let's go with some... I don't really need leaves, but it'll work. Is there anything else I need here? 3D flowers might be kind of fun. Let's go back to the weird animals. Yes, I don't care. Okay. So other than wanting this one at the top, I think we should be good. Oh yes, we have a raid to do. We know. I have a button for that, and my button usually works. Usually. If not, I don't mind doing it by hand. Because at the moment, it's not appearing to tell me that CJ's live yet, so I think we're well and truly good. Now, where's the other one? Shaders, Luma. Really? You're gonna reload again? That's interesting. Yes, I forgot you guys are raiding the Bastion. You're gonna need some time to set up. Come on, Mojang. I want to go show Peregrine what we've worked on. Okay, so it's not perfect settings, but it'll do. Back to game. You can see everything changes, and it's not daytime. Or not nighttime, I mean. A lot of the blocks in this one have cool textures to them that I quite like. Like, for example, the pathing looks cool. But some of the blocks, like the terracotta, start looking really flat. I mean, that's what happens if you try to put a realistic spin on it. I'm just going to swim across the water and have a look from that side. Probably as the sun goes down, right in my face. The doorbell cameras are annoying as a roofer. Oh, okay. I mean, I just kind of look at it, and if I'm hearing lots of noises and stuff, then I can just take a quick peek and see, oh, okay, it's just the roofers, that's not a big deal, we'll just let them do their thing. I don't have to respond to it or deal with it. But when when we didn't have them, I was forever popping up just about every time I heard the sound. Okay, so here we go. So we get the really clear water. And yeah, they still look about the same. But it looks cool with the natural clouds in behind. I'm just going to do another one. And we'll just go one more screenshot without me in it. Alrighty. So, I believe we may just have enough time while while CJ's getting all set up and everything to have a quick chit-chat with him while I ride the rails to put this piece in the museum box. It might help if I don't swim the whole way. Okay, you're pestering the owner who isn't there. If the owner did not want to be pestered, they shouldn't have put in the visual doorbell. It's up to them to learn how to use the system properly and turn it off. When we were in the condo, we had the opportunity to do that sort of thing. We could even put the doorbell cams at the main part of the building if we wanted. We could put them on like a television channel. And so we frequently did if we were expecting somebody or whatever. We could also, our condo also had it so that we could look at it on the phone. Well, it was funny because we could definitely tell that our siding and roofers guys really did not want to talk to us. Because the guy half-heartedly knocked with one knuckle on the door and immediately started writing on some paperwork and then turned around and walked off. Even though we've got like about a 5 centimeter across button on the doorbell for our doorbell camera, and then even we have not disconnected the old doorbell, and he didn't make any effort on either of those two. So they obviously didn't want to talk to me. But if the record had come up saying, you know, homeowner didn't answer, it's like, well, if you actually bother to knock, we might. Alrighty, okay, let's just, while I'm here, I'm just going to see if I can get Discord back in. Let's see. Oh, yeah. This pack makes the beacon lights a little bit bright. But it does not do anything interesting to the poles. So, I still have no idea where the watch this came from. I have to figure that one out, but when I went to put stuff in here, I found that one, so I'm just going to leave it. Here's our Egyptian beard bits. And the redstone torch needs to glow, but that's blame Dub for the Dub dynamites. So we got most of the pieces. The only one, that's actually, you can't quite see it, but that's Swanky's mirror glass. And then that's my sand stacks from earlier. This paper is the only one I couldn't find. That was saddle, and I just haven't come across one yet. And then I cheated and put in a regular compass for now, simply because I didn't have any netherite whatsoever. You probably can figure that one out, since I'm still diamond clad. Alrighty, so let's switch ourselves over. Not that one. This one. Hide that. And see what we've got on the Discord. Discord fade in. And it looks like at the moment I'm the only one there, so CJ will be popping in shortly. But yeah, so let's see. Until then, we just have a couple minutes since we're here anyway. Love the way it looks in this texture pack. It's kind of cool. I keep forgetting I need to add a record to that because I've got one I can easily give to the group. I'm not used to getting records, but I managed to find one. So, ooh, things have changed since yesterday. Great. Hadn't seen this bit before. That's cool. So this is the bookshop with some funky books, which may or may not stay here. I don't know. I told Brian he could leave, or Stoner Miner, he could leave them there if he wants. But I will be building a cafe that may have a home for them later on. And we shall see about whether or not I buy a saddle. I have to get a diamond first to start with. Shop space for sale, 5 diamonds. Uh-huh. What else we got here? Brian's workshop. Okay. I love it when people put free items on the ATM. It's like, yeah, it's your own stuff, man. It's only free because you worked on it. Okay, what do we got? Regular books and things. Excellent. So, let's see. There's more stuff in Spawn. Let's go through here and see what we got. Ooh, there's another side of this room. Let's load, let's load. Huh. That's okay, I can run long. Yeah, that's one of the few disadvantages to me being on this server. Now, I really should probably, if I put any brains to it, I think we've been here before. If I put any brains to it, then I should probably check out.
You don't seem very frightened.
Yes, the sound clip worked, CJ. Did you guys hear that loud enough? If not, we can replay it. Perfect, PP Zerk. If you've got one, you're more than welcome to donate it. Feel free to rename it if you've got the opportunity. There is an anvil in there. So there was that one, and then because I didn't have a lodestone, I figured I would just put in a compass for Mr. Wrongway in the first place. So yeah, probably. Oh, things are changing over here rather rapidly. There's the home of the used mule service. I love it. And then I am not sure what's in this chunk over there, and I have yet to visit that funky thing on this side. So anyways, before I squirrel, I should probably make a trip to the Bedrock server and just at least figure out where Spawn is, and probably where the museum is, because there's really no harm in me being able to swap screens and swap servers. By not using the native launcher, I can actually have, well, I mean, if I was using the native launcher, I could actually have both Bedrock and Java up at the same time. So I can always load Bedrock in the background and then just swap over last minute. Hee. What would I do without you, PP Zerk? Seriously. I will admit, I love the little wavy effect that you get with the water in this pack, but it does make this block look really weird. Then we got a variety of fish going. Okay. Squirrel distraction. Yeah. So I don't mind filling in what I can in the boxes usually, but I think it worked out really well last month for things where I wasn't able to provide the item and I just had a filler item so that when somebody came they could help fill it. And then it turned out that people donated the item and just left the paper, and I renamed everything, which is totally cool. But I'm thinking now that we've got an Ender, which I have not yet visited, then that's probably the best way for me to do it, is just take everything with me and go Ender, rename them if people haven't done so already. But I mean, I've only missed the 2 items, so it's not that bad. It's a little quiet? Okay. That one I may have turned down expecting it to be loud. I had a minor mistake with my sounds, and it's just a minor one, being that I had my own volume up really loud. Should be no way. But I had a mistake with my. Ooh. Ah. Okay. Ideas are us. But yeah, I had my own sound up when I was putting the sounds in, and I think I just may have dropped that sound down a little bit. So you were saying it was this one. There we go. So yes, Martin Freeman for the win. I'm not sure if he's my favorite Watson or not. That the jury's still out on that one. Definitely not my favorite Sherlock from Benedict Cumberbatch because, yeah. Wow, this looks like an arena where they want the two of them to fight it out. Not gonna happen. Actually, being honest, it was probably an accidental chicken jockey because I've seen these guys ride stuff out here. But yeah, let's see. But yeah, I should actually go on to the Bedrocks, or at least set a spawn so that when we're doing things like this, we can actually get handovers done a little smoother. Because then I can pretend the box is ready to go, right? See, there's a system. There's a system, there's a plan. So we are going to need, at some point, to figure out who's where to get the rest of the people their own little signs to get to their bases. Aw, I'm very sorry to hear that. Who was? Just taking a quick second to figure out. Oh, okay. So it looks like we have a lack of CJ. Just going to take a look and see if we had anybody else following CJ, or if we're going to wrap ourselves up early. There is some conversation going on in the background that I'm just paying attention to. Swanky isn't supposed to be on until much later tonight, so I actually expect that he may not be ready to fill in just yet. But there may be an extra wonderful slot from ITT Tom. Unfortunately, I'm not far enough along in the prep for my next project to be able to extend for an incredibly long time. But given that, rather than hanging around here, I think I will ride the rails back to my place. And I'm seeing some of this conversation go on, so whenever we have our filler person saying hello, then we will be rocking and rolling. But in the meantime, yeah, I'm just going to grab a couple materials so that we can start working on the next project that's going to be at the base, and that's going to be the Orient Express train. So yeah.
Hi, Dad.
Hey, Tom. You are an amazing person just to be able to jump in on the spur of the moment.
I am fired up. Got the exploration team ready to go here on Bedrock. And CJ is just rebooting his stuff, so I'll take it until he goes live.
Excellent. Sounds fantastic. I'm just going to run through a portal, so I'm not trying to throw a raid while portals are running, because that would just be bad news bears and then some. All right. Oh, and sunrise. Excellent. Okay. Oops. So let's just flip ourselves around and see what we got going. Ooh, not the sun in your face. Sorry about that. All right. I really do hope that you guys enjoy the raid run. I will definitely be tuning in as I can. And see you guys all in chat. Thank you very much for joining me for the stream weekend, everybody. Thank you for sticking around. And the next project will hopefully go faster, but you never know. Delenn, signing out. I'm going to try and send you off to ITT Tom.
Thank you much. Have a great one. And great stream.
No problem. 654. We have an auto stream notification, so those who can, please do feel free to use the hype thing and enjoy yourselves.
Alright, hey boss lady, how you doing? And in comes the raid. Alright, so